Are you worried about the current president? Are you thinking like, whoa, Wesley, is government contracting middleman style still available to us? Let me get into it. All right, so listen, there's a lot of information out there, for better or worse, about Doge, about Doge, and people are worried about it, and I want to speak on it. We get phone calls all the time, and people are worried like, should we still do government contracting? Is government contracting still a good opportunity? And I'm gonna be serious with you guys. Yes, there is government spending cutbacks happening, right? Yes, there are people like Elon Musk who's supposed to monitor certain things. Last thing I heard, they're supposed to crack open Fort Knox, and Elon Musk is gonna calculate how much gold is in there, right? So yes, crazy things like that are happening. But I'm gonna let you guys know this. I'm actually gonna share my screen here in a second too, so you guys can know some of these things. Is that government contracting, at its core, is still gonna happen. The government is still gonna spend money, right? Now, the government's going to spend less money here, when it comes to DEI, when it comes to different initiatives. Like, I'm not going to even get political, but when it comes to certain topics, that this government or this department or this administration doesn't like, they're going to spend less money there. When it comes to other topics, they're going to spend more money here. Actually, bro, do I have the book here? This is perfect. Boom. Actually, if you haven't read this book, link below somewhere, hopefully. If you haven't read this book, Who Moved My Cheese? This is exactly the mindset that you need to think about when it comes to government contracting right now. A lot of you guys are like, some of you guys don't know the story. So the story, I'm not gonna recap the whole story, but it's like basically 4 characters. There's like 2 mice and 2 men, right? The mice are running through the maze. They're looking for new cheese. They get somewhere and the cheese is spoiled or it's old, and they go boom right back into the maze. They go find new cheese. But the 2 humans in the story, one of them is I think him hawing, one of them is really like depressed, and one of them just like, he wakes up one day and he's like, my cheese is not here. Who moved my cheese? Like, he's complaining. And by the way, guys, when I say cheese, I'm talking about success. I'm talking about financial freedom. I'm talking about money. I'm talking about whatever that cheese is for you. So in the story, he's like, who moved my cheese? Government contracting is going to be harder now because of DEI, Elon Musk. Who moved my cheese? But what you don't know about in that story was he just stays in that same room probably to the day he dies. He never leaves the room. He just stays there. The other character gets up and leaves the room and go finds more cheese, right? This is what's happening right now in government contracting. You guys are getting distracted. The cheese is moving. All you got to do is move with the cheese. So there's that. Hey, listen, hope you're enjoying the content. Give me like 1 minute. Listen, if you have a cage code and you're watching this content, you're like, Wesley, I want to get to the bag. I want to win a contract just like the people I'm watching. Well, then guess what? We can help you get there. Now, you got to apply. You have to apply to work with us, but we can help you get there. If you're like, Wesley, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I've had my cage code for 2 years, 3 years. I've never submitted a single proposal. Then guess what? I'm giving you permission to apply for the contractingblueprint.com. If you go to the link below, you can apply for a call with our team member, and we'll tell you about our mentorship program. If you're serious, if you're like, Wesley, I'm serious now, it's time for me to make a decision, it's time for me to take this seriously and lock arms with a proven system. Guys, listen, our students have been awarded over $100 million in contracts, and we've only been coaching for about 2 years now. So if you're serious about that, go ahead and book a call and enjoy the rest of the video. I'm out. Peace. Let me give you guys an example. So we're on SAM.gov right here. Actually, I have up right here the Department of Government Efficiency's TikTok page, or actually their official website, DOGE.gov. And as you guys can see, I'm gonna stay on this website for a second. They're cutting things like, again, I'm not trying to get political, but here, the Department of Education terminated grants for equity assistance centers totaling $33 million. This training was for identifying and disrupting your whiteness. That was a training. Again, I'm not trying to get political, but that was the training they were doing, and they canceled this grant, if you will, right? So things like this that the government's not interested in, or this current administration, for better or worse, they're not interested in, they're cutting the funding. However, if I go to SAM.gov, guys, and I click on search, I click on contract opportunities, I click exact phrase, As of today, there's 41,515 brand new opportunities that were posted today as a recording of this video. And again, I can scroll down forever. And actually, I'm gonna highlight some things for you guys. Look at this one right here. This one's called roof repair. Think about it, y'all. Think about this. No matter what's going on in the world, like, the roof is still gonna leak at some point, right? You get what I'm saying? So like, yes, government may cut off spending for DEI, but this one right here, this is a roof repair that the government needs. I don't know how big this job is. Actually, this looks like a pretty big job. This is probably a multi-million-dollar job down in San Antonio, Texas. So shout out to all my roofers in Texas. We got some roofers in Texas. Link up with us. Let's get it. But this is a big job in Texas for roof repair. No matter who's in administration, the roof has still had to be done. Even me and my parents actually bidding on a contract. I'm not going to release all the details. We're bidding on a roof job right now, and the estimated magnitude of this roof job is anywhere between, I think it was 1 million and 3 or 4 million. And don't quote me, but that was the estimated magnitude of a roof job that we're bidding on ourselves. So I'm not, and by the way, guys, I'm not telling you all to go look for roofing. Don't go over your head. I'm not telling everyone to go for roofing, but what I'm telling you is, just like roofing, just like, let's keep going, x-ray services, aviation, radio, drones, sheds, water, wastewater testing, all these, actually, you know what? I put it like this. All these boring businesses or boring contracts, they're still going to be here. They're not going anywhere. It's just the money got moved, and you got to follow the cheese, guys. So if you haven't read this book, make sure you go read this book.
This is the best decision that I've made in a long time for myself. There's so much information that's being shared with us right now. You know, just yesterday, I had a major aha moment. I know today I expect another aha moment too. Just absorb like a sponge. That's all I could tell you, man. Just absorb like a sponge, because guess what? We all will be next. Guaranteed. We all will be next.
Aha moments, you know, he's dropping golden nuggets. You know, he's doing it again today. But what I liked the most was, you know, I spent time putting together a list of opportunities I was looking at, and we looked at them, and we selected one, and we just kind of talked about it. Did he help me really narrow in and focus on what I need to be looking at? And to me, that's just like, I've already got my money's worth today. I can just stop.
You know, just full disclosure, I had pushed and went all the way through everything: registration, website, NAICS codes, set aside, all of that stuff set up, cage code, all of that's been done. Myself, I was at a point to where I didn't know what the next steps were. I asked a couple of questions yesterday, got clarification, and that was great. I didn't ask any questions today. I've been listening, because it's hard to articulate, but it's almost like you don't know what you don't know. But to listen to the other students and Dr. West and the response and all of that triggered things for me. I'm like, oh, and I would write something down, or I'd take a note. You know, it's great to come with specific questions, but just to sit and listen to that detail and listen to what some other people are experiencing and some of their questions and challenges, and you can be like, oh yeah, I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, this is a great session. Very happy that I did this.